Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for stopping by. Today we're continuing with our Halloween series and I'm super excited to show you how I took this basic Dollarama skeleton and totally zombified it into something way spookier. So I picked up this skeleton for around $4, which was such a great deal for the size. And today we're giving him a seriously creepy makeover. So you can think charred flesh, rotting skin, and full-on undead vibes. So to start, I'm using some saran wrap, just the kind that you find at your grocery store, dollar store, wherever. And I'm wrapping a thin layer all around his head, body, arms, and legs. So you don't need to do it too thick, just enough to cover his form. Then, once I complete that, I am taking my heat gun and gently melting the not cellophane, I keep on calling it cellophane, but saran wrap, onto the skeleton. You could potentially use a hairdryer, but I find that the heat gun gives a much better melted burnt effect because it's a little bit stronger. And the heat basically fuses the wrap to the skeleton and then even gives it this brownish scorch look that's perfect for that decayed flesh vibe that I'm going for. And it does take a little bit of time, but it is completely and totally worth it once you see everything come together. So like I said, just take your time, make sure you open up some windows and get some ventilation in because this does smell in the off gases from the saran wrap. I don't know if they're super healthy to breathe in, so make sure you have a well ventilated area that you're doing this in and don't push the heat gun too close so you don't cause a fire or anything like that. And once you've done all that and he is fully melted and creepy, I then moved on to adding texture to him. So for the texture, I mixed some Mod Podge with water and I soaked up a piece of paper towel in it. Then I tore up the pieces of the paper towel into little bits, and I applied them in random spots on his body. So his chest, arms, his head, and wherever I wanted to give that peeled skin or muscly look. There isn't a real pattern here. You just play around with it until you like what you see. And then you let that fully dry in before you move on. Now come the finishing touches, which is the paint. And I start by lightly spraying parts of him, actually all of him, with a brown outdoor spray paint. But again, I don't do like a full-on caked coverage so he looks like he is all brown. I do it just so it kind of looks like there's a little bit more color to him, as you can see. And some of the darker spots are because of the saran wrap getting scorched. And remember to not neglect the back of him because his back also needs to have this as well. If you don't have brown spray paint, you could also do a light layer of black spray paint and then do a little bit of brown over top. But again, do a really light layer, like almost not full coverage, so that way it gives you this effect. Then I go in with some red acrylic paint and I'm just using a dry brushing technique. So I use a paper towel, which I kind of squish together so that way I get some of the paint off, and I just dab it on in random places like the chest, his eyes, and his face. And this will give it a fleshy, kind of bloody effect without looking too painted on. So you can totally add other colors too, like greens or blacks, to make it more undead. Now, once you get the color that you're looking for and the everything is all said and done, you can seal him with a clear varnish spray for extra protection if you want to keep him outside. I didn't bother with varnish and he still had it pretty well outside through some bits, although some bits can fall off over time. So just reattach them with some hot glue or melt them back on with your heat gun. So not a big deal. But again, if you want to have like a full effect, you can do a spray glue on top and then a varnish on top. that's basically all there is to it. It's a super easy, budget-friendly zombie skeleton makeover that's perfect for your front porch, or if you have a graveyard display or a haunted house setup. I love how he turned out. He's spooky, he's gory, and a little gross in the best Halloween kind of way. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have you tried something like this, or would you try it this year? And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next in the Halloween series. See you in the next one.